when you go around and ask people what you need to be successful, you get a bunch of things, right? There's education, get a job, and so many different things. But there's very few people in the world who talk about visualization. Now, fortunately, a lot of leaders and a lot of good speakers who have proven time and time again that visualization equals success, they're bringing this out more to the world, and now people are getting more aware of how visualization really works. Today, my job is to make you guys aware of this great asset that one should have to truly be successful in life. I'm going to show that to you with some studies, with some real facts. Secondly, I'm going to show that to you with what I did within my life with visualization. And finally, we're going to do a really interesting exercise towards the end of this video where I'm going to prove to you guys with this exercise that visualization is real. So first of all, let's talk about this little phrase or sentence that Huffington Post posted. It says, when you visualize lifting your right hand, it stimulates the same part of the brain that is activated when you actually lift your right hand. Pretty amazing, right? So that shows that it has a physical connotation. Another study by Huffington Post says, studies have shown that athletes first imagine running the race in the goal time in as much detail as possible and are then able to execute it after practicing visualizing this. This is from a study, an actual study done with athletes. We've heard so many times how Olympic athletes use visualization, especially nowadays, since the truth of that has become more apparent than ever. Okay, continuing with this study with Huffington Post, it says visualizations under hypnosis enabled nationally ranked Stanford male gymnasts to execute for the first time several complex tricks that they had been working on for over a year. The gymnasts were able to eliminate timing errors in their tricks to increase flexibility and possibly to concentrate strength. So it is something that top-tier athletes are using. This is a study, it's not mumbo jumbo. Another thing I heard on Joe Rogan's podcast, I don't know which episode that was, but you guys can easily Google Joe Rogan visualization, something should come up. This person also had a practical exercise, his guest, and in his exercise he said that we observed the people who visualized actually reaching their aim, reaching their goal in life or in physical work were 50% more likely to end up achieving that. Again, guys, these are all studies. Let's talk about placebo. When doctors say that you're all good, you're okay, go home, nothing will happen. And sometimes they give prescriptions, but sometimes they just tell you their word and you go home. Did you know 1/3 of the times that works? So 33.33% of the times, what you hear from doctors or from experts about you'll be okay, don't worry, relax, that actually cures you much faster than actual medicine. Okay, so again, there's truth to placebo. This thing has been around for years. We know this concept. Visualization is a real thing. And this is where I'm going to tell you my story. So this is my vision board that I made a few years ago. A lot of things that I wanted to achieve were in my mind, I should say. But four main things here, as you can see, were my main goals. Now I have crossed some things out that were personal, and let's talk about the one thing on the top left-hand side, which is my home. So I saw this beautiful home, and I took a picture, and I was like, one day I'm gonna have a home which is huge, and it's beautiful inside. It's newly constructed. Right now, currently, I have 6 properties all over the world. So that aim was achieved, and I got way beyond that aim, and that was just one of the things that I wanted to have in life. On the right hand side, this is kind of a little vain, but I wanted to have a luxury car. Currently I have 2. Towards the bottom, that is my world tour, or specifically more of a world tour. It was more of an Asian tour. So what I and my wife wanted to do was to go to Asia, go to Japan, Korea, tour around, and stay in Asia for a long time and have a great vacation. This aim I was able to achieve in 2019, but I didn't really go on a world tour. We were stuck here because of COVID. Now I crossed this. As you can see, there are crosses on everything. I crossed this as well because I was able to save enough money that whenever restrictions are lifted, which is apparently happening pretty soon, we will be able to take this vacation. Hence, that budget, once saved, I crossed this off. These three things I crossed off one by one. And guys, let me tell you, it was so rewarding whenever I took a marker and crossed one of these things. I did it in front of my whole family, and every time we did it, we celebrated, we enjoyed, and it was a great feeling when you see these things being crossed one after another, one after another. Towards the center there, that was my monthly aim for my monthly income, and that has long been surpassed. I reached that level in 2019, end of 2019. Because I thought, in vision boards, you have to have this monetary value of what you think a good lifestyle is. And for me, this amount was good per month if I made that kind of money in income. And that was my fourth aim. And when I achieved that, I was over the moon. I achieved that again in around 2019, and I crossed that. I was jumping in joy because I never thought I would achieve it, but I did. And now this vision board is closed, and now I have a bigger vision board, which I'll share with you guys some other day. But the thing is, with making this vision board, I was constantly aware that this is where I wanted to be, and I was going to do anything possible to get there. But instead of me telling you the steps I took, let me tell you more about the vision board and visualization itself. The 3 steps that I used were, number 1, this was mentioned by Napoleon Hill in his book Think and Grow Rich. He said that every time you sleep at night, just imagine the lifestyle you want to have, the amount of money you want to have, and imagine living that lifestyle. For years, every time I sleep, I meditate at least 6 days a week. I meditate and I visualize myself having those things in my life. This is one great exercise that I do up to now. Another thing is when you wake up in the morning, because you got to do these exercises when you wake up and when you sleep, because when you sleep, you remind yourself of where you need to be. And in the morning especially, you set the tone for the rest of the day. So in the morning, I learned this from Bob Proctor. He learned this from someone who was doing this exercise and said that this exercise completely changed my life. So the exercise is write down 10 things that you're extremely thankful for. Okay. This is not just something to make you happy. The thing is, when you tell yourself that you are thankful for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you are in a state of receiving. Because now you say that I have this, I'm thankful and grateful for this, and that makes you feel like you have a lot. And you tend to think in a way where you feel abundant. And when you feel abundant, when you feel, even if you're not fully satisfied with life, but you just feel that you have everything that you want to have in life, you start to take actions to get everything that you want. So if you feel like you have a Lamborghini in the garage and you don't really have one, at least by feeling that, you would think of ways how you can increase your income, how you can go to a Lamborghini dealership, how you can get maybe discounts. Every little thing, you will think about it because now it's in your head. And when you say that you're thankful and grateful for these blessings, you are in the state of receiving, and you eventually get all the things that you either already are visualizing, or maybe you already have them and you're just grateful for them. The third exercise that I'm going to tell you guys, I can't recall the name of this amazing guy. Again, he's, I think, a partner of Bob Proctor. He has an institute where he teaches people the mental power and how to use the mind towards riches, wealth, and whatever you want in life. So this is a very important strategy, not as another ritual that you have to do, but it is something that will save you from all the negativity out there. So if you avoid the news, that's the first thing you got to do. Avoid the negativity on the news and avoid negative people. But there will be some people, and there will be sometimes things that come in your head and that tell you you're not going to be able to make it, or something's wrong with you, or it's too good to be true. This new contract, this new promotion, it's too good to be true. You're not worth it. Unfortunately, as human beings, we think about this again and again. And the one thing you have to do is leave your mind whenever that happens. Let me explain. So, for example, assume that my target this month is to make $5,000. Now I'm thinking I can do this much business, I can promote this thing, I can sell this, and I can get there. It's a very positive thinking. But then some thought starts coming to my mind, and that tells me maybe there will be another lockdown. Maybe this business will be shut down by the government. Stupid things that really wouldn't affect my business, but I'm thinking about them. Now, what happens is we start sweating, we start thinking of disaster management strategies. When you think of debt, what you do is you call the bank and you apply for a credit card, and then you get into more debt like that. When you don't think of debt, when you think of making money or profit, you start coming up with marketing strategies, you start coming up with a better product or service. That's where thinking comes in. But when negativity is attacking you, you have to leave your mind. How you do that is simple. When you have a negative thought, simply close your eyes and breathe. Focus on breathing. Deep breaths for a few seconds and don't think of anything. Just imagine that what I do is, this is a kind of a weird technique, but really works. I imagine that I am in a casket. I'm not living anymore. I'm just gone from the world, and nothing that I do in the casket will affect anything. I don't have any burden or responsibility. I'm just gone. Your brain goes into a mode where it eliminates any thought. And right now the thought you're having predominantly is negativity. So you let your brain eliminate that completely. And when you come back, your mind is neutral. And now the first thing you want to do is think of positive things. Think again about your target, 5,000 a month. Negativity is gone and you're back in the positive mode. And that's the third strategy I use whenever I'm dealt with a negative situation. So guys, these things I used in my life, learned from experts. I didn't invent them myself because I don't know what I'm doing, right? So everything I do, I learn from a mentor or some expert. When I did them, I'm the living example that this worked, and that vision board you see there has been around for many years. As you can see, it's not brand new. There are some scratches and some wrinkles on it. But that's, again, these are some techniques that have been proven by others and by myself, and you can use them as well for your own personal goals and success. Now, we're going to do an exercise, and this I learned from Tony Robbins. When I did this exercise, I was blown away. I couldn't believe it, and I'm going to do this now with you guys. This should work with 98% people. If it doesn't, let me know in the comment section, and if it does, let me know as well. It should be able to completely change your belief if you don't believe in visualization. And if you already do, it will redeem that belief because this is so real. So let me cut this video for a sec. Alright guys, so this would require a little bit of participation. So Tony Robbins does this in his public seminars, and he did this with a group of people as well in one of the YouTube videos. You can Google it as well. Here's what you need to do. Take your finger, point front. First you just point towards the front. Now you turn back as far as you humanly can, okay? Turn all the way back. Think of going as far as you can, okay? So maybe for me, for example, maybe I can reach this point right here and learn that point, understand where you stopped, and just remember it. Maybe you want to mark it, you can. Now what you want to do is take a few seconds. I'll let you know when to stop. Take a few seconds, close your eyes, and imagine you turning your body 360 pretty much, like turning it in a very impossible way, turning it in a way where it goes all the way, like completely you rotate and your finger goes in a very far direction, a direction that you can't even imagine. Just do that. Do that for 10 seconds. Close your eyes and visualize that. Visualize yourself going really far. Visualize yourself turning almost 360 degrees. Do in your mind something impossible and concentrate. Now come back. Okay, now I'd like you guys to try it. Try turning again and see how far you go. Right now, a lot of you would have their jaws dropped because right now what you would have realized is you are turning way farther than where you turned initially. Now you would realize that what you thought about is not, of course, completely true. You're not turning 360 degrees, but you're turning way farther than you actually did. If I did initially up to this point, if I turned up to this point, by now I should be somewhere here. This happens because you have convinced your mind that you're able to achieve something which your body initially thought is impossible. And this is, again, not limited to just a movement action. That would be stupid if I taught you that. This is an application for life. When you think of anything you want to achieve, business, relationship, religion, anything at all you have to do is visualize, convince your mind that you can be there, you can do something that you really want to do, and see the results. If you're shocked right now with this exercise, do this in every part of your life and you will love the results. This is Sean from AZ Education. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, like, and share with your friends if you find value in this video. Thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you very soon. Take care.